Greetings, free thinkers. Welcome to the Hoggcast. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing fine. I certainly am. What do we have for you on today's episode? We have for you one clip. It is pretty thought-provoking. Now, sometimes you see an episode of projection that is so blatant and fragrant and absurd that it really gets your back up a little bit. Now, the clip we're going to watch involves Ted Cruz, Republican. He is in one of the extremely overcrowded migrant centres there, and he is trying to film the conditions in there to let the American people know exactly what's happening. The mainstream media won't do it. They know that they partially helped create this. They're all in the bag for the Biden administration anyway. They're his friends, so they're not going to show it. So Ted Cruz took it upon himself to show the American people what is happening and the world. Cue this lady. She jumps in front of the camera. I don't know if she works directly at the facility. I believe she's part of the Biden administration. She's, of course, a radical leftist. She's in her emotions. And she runs in front of the camera and tries to block the camera and immediately starts projecting her administration and this facility's failures onto Ted Cruz. She starts projecting everything that they should have done onto him, right? And it is infuriating to watch. This is supposed to be a professional, and she's rushing in front of the camera. Like, every time the camera changes direction, she rushes and puts her head in front of it. She changes direction and she rushes and puts her head in front of it. It just gets a bit ridiculous. Gets a bit ridiculous of her rushing to side, forcing her head in front of the camera. So let's get into this now. But if you haven't yet, please like the video, subscribe to the camera. Subscribe to the camera. Subscribe to the channel, even. Like the video and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear from you. Okay, let's go. Alright, so let's check this out.
Please give dignity to the people. Please give dignity to the people.
So you work for the commissioner, your senior advisor. You were hired 2 weeks ago, and you're instructed to ask us to not have any pictures taken here.
Please respect the people.
Because the political leadership at DHS does not want the American people to know it.
Please respect the rules,
You keep standing in front of the pictures, so you don't want the pictures taken. The rules are arbitrary, and they're designed to keep the American people in the dark.
Dignity and respect.
Well, you know, there are immigration rules. You know, can you not respect the immigration rules? Why is it only one group of people are expected to respect the rules?
That's all we ask.
Well,
Dignity
no,
and respect.
You're asking, is this dignity and respect? Look at these people.
Please give dignity and
pandemic.
respect to the people.
Let me ask you. There's a pandemic.
I respectfully ask you, sir.
There is a pandemic. Is this respecting the rights of these kids?
I ask you. Please
Are you
respect
respecting the rights of these kids?
This is not a zoo, sir. Please don't treat the people.
You're right.
This is not a zoo, she says. Please don't treat the people with disrespect, she's going to say. She is responsible for what you see in the background. Her and her team, the administration, the Biden administration. And she's saying to Ted Cruz, who is only trying to bring this information to the American people, she's telling him that he needs to respect the people whilst she disrespects them. Piles them up like sardines. This is what I mean by projection. She is projecting everything her and her team should be doing onto Ted Cruz because he's a Christian, he's Republican, he's conservative. So it's fair game. Just unload everything you should be doing onto him because it's fair game to do what you like to the Ted Cruzes of the world.
And this is a dangerous place.
Please don't treat the people
and your
like
policies,
this.
unfortunately, are trying to hide them. I understand you were instructed when 18 senators came down here.
Please respect the people, give them dignity
I
and respect.
respect them, and I want to fix this situation.
We all want to fix
the
this,
administration
sir.
you're working for is responsible for these conditions.
Please respect the people with dignity and respect.
And I ask.
Well, are you respecting the people with dignity and respect? You've crammed them in, wrapped them in tinfoil like they're a chocolate bar, a candy bar or something, and you've lined them all up like they're about to be processed into a big long, one of those big containers full of candy bars. And she's asking Ted Cruz that he needs to respect the people. I'll tell you what it's like. Imagine the throughout history where people are victims of, for example, genocide, right? Imagine if you went to take a photo of what was happening and to document what's happening, and then the people committing the genocide say, can you respect these people, please? Can you give them dignity whilst we do this to them?
You to respect the people as well. This
I am respecting you.
Respect.
I am respecting the people.
This is not respect.
She says that she is respecting you, she's respecting the people. She's disrespecting him by getting in front of the camera constantly. And she's disrespecting the people by packing them like sardines into these containers. Now, remember, this is supposed to be a professional. This woman's supposed to be a professional. These are the type of overly emotional people lacking in critical thinking skills, loaded up to the top with critical race theory. They're the type of people in charge of all this, and this is the result. Ted Cruz walks in, he's a Republican, right, now we've got someone to blame. Let's all unload it on Ted Cruz. He's disrespecting the people. What about, countries have immigration laws. What about respecting those laws, right? Why do people cherry pick which laws can be and cannot be respected?
Dignity to the people.
So you work for the commissioner, your senior advisor. You were hired 2 weeks ago, and you're instructed to ask us to not have any pictures.
So she's a senior advisor. This is the person advising the Biden administration. This is their behavior. This is how they behave. The senior advisor. So you have Biden, who is, of course, docile, and his dementia is, of course, proceeding at an worrying rate, and he is being advised by overly emotional wrecks like this. This administration is a catastrophe.
Taken here
please respect the
because
people,
the political leadership at DHS does not want the American people to know it.
Please respect the rules,
You keep
sir.
standing in front of the pictures, so
Please
you don't want the
respect the
pictures
rules.
taken. The rules are arbitrary, and
Please
they're
respect
designed
the
to
rules
keep
and
the
give
American
the people
in the
dignity
dark.
and respect.
The rules are arbitrary, that's right. This is what I'm saying. They are selected. Some people are allowed to break rules, different people are allowed to break other certain rules. It just depends. One group of people will be allowed to get away with a certain thing for a certain reason that another group of people will not be allowed to get away with. This is the same ad infinitum across the Western Hemisphere, and it is why our countries don't make sense anymore, because rules aren't being enforced against a particular type of people, and then when another type of people come along, the rules get enforced but on an exaggeratedly level, almost like they're trying to make up for the fact that they didn't enforce them over here, right? And this is demonstrated by what she's doing here. I mean, look at those eyes. They are vacant, full of propaganda. There's nothing that you can see. There's no thinking here on her eyes. There's no thinking going on.
That's all we ask.
Well,
Dignity
no, it's
and
not.
respect.
You're asking, is this
Please-
dignity and respect? Look at
Please
these people.
give
There's
dignity
a
and respect
pandemic.
to the people.
Let me ask you. There's a
I
pandemic.
respectfully ask you, sir.
There is a pandemic. Is
Full-hearted,
this respecting the rights of these
I
kids?
ask you. Please
Are you
respect
respecting?
So all of her arguments are based on emotion. Give dignity to the people. Are you giving dignity to the people? Instead of projecting it onto Ted Cruz, you're the senior advisor here. This is what you've done. You've crammed people, in some cases children, unaccompanied children, into perspex. I think it's either see-through tarpaulin or it's something like that, but they've replaced the bars, the cages, with this see-through plastic type material in the hopes that will fool people, the pros, which it has done on Twitter, into thinking that these children aren't really in cages. Well, they are, because this is how dumb the Twitterati are. They think a cage has to be metal. So long as they don't see metal or bars, they don't think cage. That's how easy they are to fool. But conservatives aren't that easy to fool, and we can see exactly what this is. It's the same thing, just using a different method, only much worse.
The rights of these
this
kids.
Is not a zoo, sir. Please don't treat the people.
You're right, and this is a dangerous place.
Please don't treat the
and
people
your
like
policies,
this. That's all I
unfortunately,
ask for you,
are trying to hide them. I understand
That's
you
all
were
I ask
instructed
you.
when 18 senators came down
please
here.
respect the people, give them dignity
I
and
respect them, and I want to fix this situation.
So to her, it seems to be she thinks that dignity and respect is the sum of if you're being filmed or not. If you're not being filmed and you're wrapped up in tinfoil like a candy bar, laying side by side with 1,000 other people in just one perspex cage, that's dignity. But the second a camera comes along, the camera is indignity. That seems to be her argument. Her rationale seems to be, so long as there's no cameras, no matter what happens to these people, it's still dignity because a Democrat did it.
We all want to fix
the administration
this,
you're working for is responsible for these conditions.
Please respect the people with dignity and respect.
And I ask you to respect the people as well.
I am respecting you. I am respecting the people.
This is not respect.
You're neither respecting him or the people. But I'll go one further. You're not respecting the American people. It's just a never-ending wave of you getting your own way. All the time, no matter who's in charge, no matter which party wins, you always get your way. And as soon as someone shines a light on it, all of a sudden it's, give me respect, respect the people. This isn't a zoo. Well, you know what? If it's not a zoo, why are you packing people in the cages then? You're the one doing it, not Ted Cruz. The fact that you use that language, Ted Cruz didn't say the word zoo, you did. Senior advisor to the Biden administration, Democrat, you used the word zoo, not him. So who's the worried one? Who's the one worried that they're operating a zoo? You used the phrase. So I'll leave it there. I couldn't believe this when I saw it last night, really I couldn't. Well, sorry, no, it came out last night, here, my time, but I saw it this morning, and I thought, I wasn't even going to make a video today, but then when I saw this, I thought, oh my god, look at this. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't yet, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and share this video around. That's very important. Let's get this seen. Hopefully we can grow this small community that we have here. Okay, let's go. Oh, goodbye. Sorry my head's not screwed on today. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.